Hey Sugar Plums, what is up? This is your girl Stephanie, aka the Limitless Babe, reminding you today and every day that you are limitless. Before we even get started, I do want to give you a heads up that I am battling a cold. Just be patient with me. I will pause if I have to get out any of the yuckies, but that's life. That's humaning, right? What am I going to do? Today's topic is a part of one of my favorite things to talk about, which is healthy boundaries. How do we incorporate them? How do we enforce them? How do we live them? Both exercising them and respecting them. But today specifically, I want to talk about when people try to dump ish that is not yours to carry on you. Okay. And this can happen in many different facets. This can happen. I'm going to give you guys a couple examples. Let's just say you meet a stranger on the street, he's having a bad day, and he's rude to you. Or even like a better example that most people experience is road rage, when people are just nasty on the road. A lot of times that's them not processing their junk and dumping it on you because that feels better than actually processing it and dealing with it for themselves. But strangers are not the only ones that do this to us. This can happen from well-meaning friends, well-meaning family. Um, Anyone in our life can do this, a partner, your kids, anybody. But here's the thing, I am never going to tell you to not be a kind human being and be there for others. You guys know that I am all about kindness, love, respect, joy, peace. And that does mean actually giving a damn about other people. But there's a difference, okay? There is a big difference between being there for someone in their time of need and taking on and absorbing their stuff. There's a huge difference, okay? And also, even beyond that, even beyond the energetic exchange that occurs, let's be very real. There are some topics that you will not be able to carry. There are some things that are too close to you. There are some things that, while technically you may not be a part of, may affect you. Okay. And I guess I know you're probably thinking, like, what is she talking about? That makes no sense. I don't even understand. Well, I hear you. Let me explain. I think that the biggest case of this would be, let's just say as the example, because I'm a huge advocate of not doing this. Let's just say that two parents have conflict, whether they are together, separated, whatever the case is. There's conflict between two parents and there's a child. Don't talk about your ish in front of your child. And definitely don't talk about your ish to your child, okay? That is too close to home for them. Okay. You're talking about their other parent, which, if you didn't realize it, a child is equal parts both, right? They're half mother, half father. So when you talk bad about one or the other, in essence, you're talking bad about them because they are half and half. We don't want to do that, for one. Two, that also puts a negative image into that child of the other parent. And in their minds, they can associate that to the opposite sex or whatever the sex is that is talking poorly about the other one, right? And this is where limiting beliefs are created. This is where our stories are created. This is where our relationship patterns are created. So here's the thing is that at a certain age, the child has to learn to speak up and say, this is no longer my stuff. This is not my burden to carry. I cannot hold this for you. You are the adult. While I can love you and respect you, you cannot bring this to me. Now, I realize those are very big words for a child to say to a parent, and this is why I feel like oftentimes this is something that happens more as the child grows up. As we become adults, we have better ability to grasp these concepts and to have the vocabulary and the empathy and compassion to be able to express it. But yeah, I think it gets to a point where you have to be able to say, no, I can't hear about this. I can't be your therapist for this. That doesn't mean I can't be your friend, your therapist, your confidant for other topics, but this specific topic impacts me. I can't be a part of it. With another example, let's just say, so those of you that don't know, I am an eyelash tech as well. This is one of my many jobs. And there have been times when I have had two clients that do not like each other. Here's the thing. I cannot carry the burden of that argument. I cannot carry the burden of your gossip. So if you're mad at person B and person B is mad at person A, Y'all can have that fight, but don't express that fight with me. I am neutral. I am Switzerland. I am the one that cannot get involved. That is not my burden to carry. I don't want it. Keep it over there. We can talk about the weather. We can talk about your kids. We can talk about your best friend. We can talk about your relationship with your man. We can talk about all the things, your favorite shows. But what we can't talk about, and this is a hard boundary for me, is we can't talk about any of my other clients. That's a hard no. We don't do that. I respect all of my clients. So I hope that this is kind of making sense with you guys that there are certain situations where you're going to have boundaries with people and say, I can't carry this. This is a conversation that unfortunately I'm going to have to put the brakes on and say, this is not one that you get to have with me. And that's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person, okay? Again, this doesn't give you the green light to just say, I'm never going to be there for you. I don't really care about your problems. That's a you problem. That's not my story. Like, no, because the thing is that, again, when we care about people and they're going through things, we want to be able to be there for them, right? We want to be able to have the compassion, the empathy, maybe even be the voice of reason. Like, sometimes from the outside perspective, you can see things clearer, but there are certain topics in life that when they do on some level affect you, you can't be a part of. And there is nothing wrong with turning around and saying, I can't take part in this. I love you. I want to be there for you with so many other things, but this specific thing, I can't do it. I cannot be a part of this for you. And I want you to understand that when you say these things, it's going to be a jolt to some people. Some people are not going to be able to carry that. Some people are not going to be able to handle that. Some people are not at the same level of emotional intelligence that you are. And that doesn't make them better. That doesn't make them worse. That doesn't make anyone ever better than anyone. It just makes us all on different levels on the playing field, right? And just because we're here today and someone else is here does not mean that tomorrow that won't flip-flop because there are different aspects of life that some of us are better at navigating than others. And that can change tomorrow because growth is never linear. Growth is okay? Growth is all over the place. It's messy, it's complicated, but it's about the perseverance. And just because you may be more emotionally intelligent with this topic and be able to say, breaks, I can't do this, doesn't mean that the other person is in any way less than you. And I think that that's important to remember and understand because that will come across in your delivery. All right. So again, sometimes when you express yourself and say, I can't be a part of this, that's going to rub some people the wrong way. And they may not be able to handle it in the moment. They may not be gracious with it in the moment. There are some that are going to immediately be able to say, I understand. I apologize for trying to drag you into that. No problem. But there are also going to be some that are going to get mad at you. They're going to get offended. They're going to get frustrated and think, you're not there for me. There's going to be people that are going to then take their shit that has nothing, I said the word, that are going to take their ish that has nothing to do with you and now make it about you because now you weren't there for me. How dare you? You weren't there for me. I can't count on you. But you know what? This is in the moment. This is the moment that you have to stand firm with love. And that's the key with love and say, I understand that you're upset and that's okay. I can hold space for you being upset at me for my boundary. I can't hold space for this topic. Now, when you're ready, I will always be here for you for other things, but this topic is a non-negotiable for me. The end. And I'm not going to lie to you. There are some people that when you say this to, you might never see them again. But here's the thing. That's okay. Because our boundaries are basically our filtration system. Our boundaries are the way to weed out people that are not meant to be a permanent fixture in our life. And let's be real, some people aren't. Some people are temporary. Some people are lessons. Some people are seasons. Some people are permanent fixtures. Everybody has a different role. But some people are not going to handle this well and they're going to exit. And you may never see them again. And while that hurts, and I understand, you still wish them well. You still wish them love. You still hold a special place in your heart for them. You don't hold animosity, but you also recognize the limitation there. And you say, okay, that chapter of our story is done. And I understand that and I respect that. And there are some people, that are going to get it immediately, like I said, and just be like, okay, no problem. But then here's the tricky part, and this is the part where I need you guys to really be open. And again, always come from love, is that there are some people that may handle it poorly immediately because they just need time to process. And they'll come back and maybe they'll apologize. Maybe they won't. Maybe you'll be able to have a conversation about it. That's entirely up to you and your standards. And again, your boundaries to allow someone to re-enter your life. Okay. Some people need the apologies, and I don't blame you because I think that accountability is the number one testament of a truly kind person. And if you're not kind, there's no place for you in my life. So, some people need the apology. Some people just want to have a quick dialogue about it. No apologies necessary. Some people just dance right over it. I'm personally not that person. I don't like to skip over things, okay? If you're going to be in my life, it's intentional. I choose you, you choose me. But that also means that when things bump heads and we hit parts that we don't like, we have a quick chat about it because I don't like repeating things, okay? I don't like repeating mistakes. And I definitely don't want to repeat mistakes with people that I love. I want to learn from them, have them learn from me, grow, move on, become better versions of ourselves. Those are the kind of relationships that I entertain. Now, it can be different for you. For me, that's a non-negotiable. So again, there are going to be some people in your life that are just going to need a beat to get on board. This does not make them bad people. Honestly, none of these reactions make people bad people. It just is meeting them where they are. And sometimes people need time to catch up. And that's okay, but you let them catch up on their own. Okay, this doesn't mean that we stonewall them. This doesn't mean that we ignore them. This doesn't mean that we're cruel, unkind, unloving. No, 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 no. If somebody reaches out to you and says, hey, I don't know what I did, or hey, I don't know why we've disconnected, be honest with them. Tell them, listen, like, I love you dearly. This was a boundary for me, and I felt unheard, unrespected. And I'm open to repairing that, but that's going to require some work from both of us to understand each other a little bit better. Because I don't want to keep bumping heads with you. I don't want to keep having problems with you. I don't want relationships in my life that involve conflict. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't expect conflict to come because everyone is different, but I expect us to be able to face conflict like adults and handle it head on, repair it, and move forward again as better versions of ourselves. So let me just check and make sure I'm not missing any points that I wanted to discuss on this topic. The biggest message that I think I want to leave here on the the chat room floor is to remember that you are your number one advocate. If you don't speak up for yourself, no one else will. If you don't hold your boundaries, no one else will. It's no one else's job to uphold your boundaries. It's yours because people are going to treat you how you treat yourself. Okay. So it's your job to respect your boundaries. It's your job to respect other people's boundaries. And in this process, I also want to leave you with the fact that the most important way to do this is by speaking with number one, love. Love is the magic sauce in everything. With love, but also with firmness, non-negotiable. I love you, and this is a non-negotiable. Do you love me enough to understand my non-negotiable? And I promise that I will understand and respect your non-negotiables in return. I hope this made sense for you guys. I hope you like this topic. Please don't hesitate to leave me comments about other things that you guys want to discuss. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, share, leave me any tidbits of information that you want to share with me. I love hearing from you guys. And thank you for sticking with me through the sniffles and the coughs and all the yuckiness. I don't know how bad it was, but it's all up here, guys. I just, oh. Colds are so fun. And yeah, so thank you. And in any event, stay limitless. I love you guys so much. And stay firm, stay loving.